Hi everyone, it's John Gualtieri here with this week's Power Shot. I'm going to wrap up this accountability piece and I'm going to ask you to hang with me because this Power Shot is going to be a little longer than usual, but I promise it'll be worth it. So I want to tell you a story about accountability and then I'll give you some bullet points. The story goes like this. I coach a young person who's a team member, and this individual made a commitment to do something and invited me in to hold her accountable. And the long story short is 2 weeks later, I was speaking with her and I said, well, what's the deal? And she didn't even say hello. She's a very good agent, I might add. She didn't even say hello. She said, I just want to tell you that I'm going to just be really honest with you and tell you that I didn't do what I committed to you to do. And I said, well, thank you for being honest, but that doesn't get you off the hook. She said, well, I was busy. And I said, so it's like the dog ate my homework kind of thing. I said, when you say this is what I said to her, when you say things like that and you give me an excuse, which is nothing more than the skin of a reason stuffed with a lie, it diminishes both of us. So I'm going to ask you again why you didn't keep your commitment. By the way, it's a commitment you made to yourself, not to me. So why? And she got snarky with me and she said, well, you tell me. And I said, well, I could tell you, but you're not going to like it. And she said, no, go ahead and tell me. So she calmed down, right? Thank God, because here's where it came in, kind of a knockout punch. I said, the reason that you didn't keep your commitment is because you have a defect in your own character. People who don't keep commitments, it's an integrity issue. You're walking without integrity. You're walking incongruently. The clinical term is you're creating cognitive dissonance. You're making a commitment and not keeping it. And I went on to say you would have had more integrity had you said to me, no, I'm not willing to make that commitment. And although I would have maybe disagreed with you and said you should make that commitment, I would have respected the fact that you were honest with me and with yourself. And so the story goes on and I said, okay, so I want to ask you one more question. What happens if you, assuming you're inviting me in and we talk again in a couple of weeks or between then if you want to give me a shout, what happens if you come to our call and you haven't done it again? What happens then? And she said, well, I'm not sure. And I said, wrong answer. There's only one correct answer to that question. And it goes like this, Coach, you don't even have to worry about that. I am going to come to that call and have kept my commitment. That is the only correct answer. And by the fact that she said, I don't know, tells me she doesn't get it. So if you're going to invite me in to hold you accountable and you do not keep your commitment, you need to be prepared to tell me what you're going to do about your defective character. That's accountability. It's a character issue. It's an integrity issue. And this is why most people don't want to be held accountable. They want to put $50 in the jar to my favorite charity. That will never happen on my watch. So be very, very careful about this area of accountability. And if you don't really want to be held accountable, don't ask me. Ask somebody who'll ask you to put $50 in the jar. So guys, there it is. You might not like it, but if you sit down and think about it, it'll resonate with you. So if you know, by the way, next week, I promise to take it easy. So if you know anybody who might benefit from this week's Power Shot, please pass it on. And in the meantime, get out there, chop wood, carry water, and do it like you mean it. God bless.